My brand name is Bedi and I'm Alice in the Ring. Yeah, I started my brand back in January of 2022. I started the LLC. I basically started my brand just because I felt like I was always separating my closets in between my Western wardrobe and then my Indian wardrobe. So it was kind of a way to incorporate both those styles into one dynamic wardrobe, and I felt like it was something that I didn't see before. And with a lot of Indian clothing, it's like the clothing that I've seen my mom grow up in, but it's not something I wouldn't wear, like silk on the subway or the metro. So it was something that I wanted for myself, and I feel like a lot of women were also missing out on. But yeah, I was just, during COVID, I was working a full-time job, working remote, and I just didn't want to climb the corporate ladder anymore. I knew my end goal was to start my own brands, and I think I had to take a leap of faith. I think I spent so much of my time in fear, and this brand was a way to help free myself from that. So this collection's name is Jaani. Jaani means youth in Punjabi. I am from Ludhiana, Punjab, and it's kind of like a homage to how I grew up and how my childhood was. But basically the main two inspirations behind the collection is this drawing that I made when I was 9 years old, and the assignment was draw yourself in 20 years. And I drew myself, I knew back then, I drew myself and I wrote Alice in the Ring, fashion designer, 29 years old. So it's kind of like a way of saying my manifestations for so long and my youth and my childhood wonder and daydreams all came into this reality that I'm creating for myself. And I just knew it was going to happen one day. So it's kind of like this idyllic, dream-like pastels and colors and stuff. But also what ties it all together is the Bollywood inspiration, actually. It's based off, a lot of inspirations based off this movie called Satyam Shivam Sundaram with Zeenat Aman. It's a 1978 Bollywood film. And I just remember watching that film. I was 9 years old at the time as well, and I just never seen female form like that before. I've never seen an on-set kiss in a Bollywood film. That was just forbidden. So it was kind of like me as a child, how Alice goes into the hole and finds out this whole new world. It was the same experience for me, finding out I was in my youth and then finding out more stuff about the world. It's kind of hard to explain that feeling. It's just your world opens up. But yeah, those are the two inspirations, and it talks about in the movie kind of the dynamics between men and women, and there's a lot of idyllic scenes and idealization of this perfect feminine form. And it's you can only obtain one image, but you have to shun the other side of femininity. And that's why I also introduced men's into this collection, because I'm trying to contrast femininity and masculinity and trying to even blur the lines of what's, I love to put menswear and skirts and have women's and menswear and blend those dynamics together. But yeah, the whole collection is just about, it's almost like a dreamlike sequence, and I feel like the collection's colors and patterns and all that show for it. My biggest advice is to trust your path. Sometimes you need 2-3 years of silence or being in fear to really be able to create from that. I say trust your life path, and you can't look at other people and being putting time restraints on yourself. You have to do it when your timeline says so. But that in mind, you have to face the fear. Like, yeah, I think about it like, at that point in my life, I was like, I have no fear left. Like, what am I scared of next? Like, what could be the worst that happens? Like, I start a brand, you know? But yeah, I think being fearless and being able to really not take in other people's opinions. I think if you want to create something beautiful, you just have to do it, and it has to be your vision.